Hi people, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit on my pregnancy journey. That's the aspect I'm going to be talking about today. And the reason why we're talking about it is because I want to talk about a particular phase that I think that a lot of people don't really talk about, and I've never heard it until I was pregnant. And it is the nesting phase. Now, the nesting phase is that period in time in a woman's pregnancy, most times towards the last trimester, where she's just gonna be super organizing stuff, super cleaning stuff, it's like an OCD period in a pregnant woman's life. That's if some pregnant women aren't OCD already, but you just want to make sure that the house is put together, all your senses are tingling. You want to make sure that there's nothing on the baby is going to actually crawl like immediately you give birth, but it's just normal, it's regular. So I'll be talking about my experience, and I'll be sharing a little bit on the tips and tricks that I use when decorating the nursery. I had recorded this video before. It was 16 minutes long and I lost the data, so this is me re-recording this video. So I hope that I'm able to communicate everything I communicated before that you did not see. But please don't forget that you can reach out to me and send me any questions or anything you want me to talk about. I talk about faith, marriage, motherhood, life matters, and much more. Weddings. So, one of the things that I actually did in my nesting phase was I wanted to be superwoman. You cannot walk. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to want to carry this. I wanted to be able to carry that. And that's the first thing I'm going to tell my sisters, my mothers, wherever you are, in whatever part of the world, that nesting phase, please make sure that you don't overdo yourself, overdo the key person. Don't overdo yourself. Make sure that you seek help, you get help from family, from close friends that you trust and are able to help you. There's always someone that's gonna help. So please don't beat yourself that, oh, I must nah. Please make sure that you're open enough to get help from people. Number two is make sure that when you go shopping, if you are getting tired, because there's some times where you're actually going to go shop to get some of the things you need. If you're getting tired, and especially during the COVID season, oh my god, I can even give you an example. So during the COVID season, which we're still in, but God is taking away COVID, fly away. What happened was we went to IKEA and I was 35 weeks pregnant, 38 weeks pregnant. I was just very close to my due date, and there was a very, very long line. Now, I expected that you see someone that heavy, you should allow the person to go in, but there was nothing written there. And to be very sincere with you, I didn't go meet anybody to say that, oh, please, I'm really, really, really tired, or I'm really, really heavy and I don't want to be on the long line. So funny enough, my mom is an essential worker. So there was a sign by the entrance that if you're an essential worker, that they would allow you to come in, just show them your ID. So I was able to go in with my mom, and she was able to show them her ID, and we're able to go in and do all the shopping we wanted to. And when we're done, like, I feel like there should be policies that should be put in place, especially in IKEA. I know that it's like a self-service place, but I feel like for people that are heavy, they should guarantee some help. But there is also the pickup side of it. So we could have ordered it online. And said we're gonna come pick up, and they're gonna help you put in your car. So there was that angle. But if you're not familiar, the thing is that there were certain things that I wanted, and I wanted to see it for myself, right? So to be very sincere, there's the place of balance too. So yeah, please go with someone. Don't ever go alone. Another thing that during my nesting phase, I got a lot of lights. I mean, like wall, like decorative lights from IKEA. And there's so many things. We got shelving units. In the, I think that was even the beginning of the making the nursery phase, right? And we're able to get all that. But in my nesting phase, I was cleaning the house, I was labeling the house, I was going on long walks. As I was labeling the house, and when I mean labeling the house, it means that I labeled everything from where the socks is to where the bibs were, to, because I didn't want any case for any time or any season for anyone to come meet me and ask me any question, probably when I'm breastfeeding or stuff like that. So the entire house, the kitchen was labeled, because my mom was going to stay with us for a couple of weeks, and she stayed with us for 6 weeks. And that was one of the best 6 weeks of my life, because without her help, I don't know how I would have done the first 6 weeks. I probably would have still lived and survived, but it would probably would have been more stressful. So a big shout out to my mom for that. So I was able to actually go out of my way to get a couple of things from Costco, cleaning stuff. And also we get to a point when you're nesting phase, when you're cleaning, please stay away from ash chemicals for cleaning. It's very important. Don't inhale ash chemical, please, I beg you. In my nesting phase, another thing I did in my nesting phase is that I was able to actually take time to rest from work. My nesting phase was not that long. It was like maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. I stopped work literally 5 days before I gave birth. No, a week before I gave birth. So it wasn't like I took one very long time. But the days where like they would tell me at work, maybe I'm at work and I'm not able to like do stuff well, I've gone up and down the stairs and I'm having very hard contractions, they will send me home. So when I'm well rested and I'm able to go out, or sometimes weekends we're able to go and do some shopping. And shout out to my husband also, we're able to actually go and do some shopping. And at that time, during all this season, he was actually working, and his work was really, really intense at that point. So we weren't able to like do so much together. So shout out to my mom again, because she took time off work and she was able to help me and follow me to the store. So I was able to clean, I was able to rearrange the nursery. I got this writing on the wall, God is with her so she will not fall. On Amazon, I got a cart. I think it was like a mini rack. They sell it in Walmart also, and I think I will try and look for the link if I can. But if not, I'm just stating it here. So it was a rack where I just put all her essential supplies. I didn't get a changing table because there was like a mini shelf that I used as a changing table. But we were able to get a lot of changing mats, changing pads, yeah, and as gifts from our friends. Like just like if you've not seen my registry, I put a list of everything that you need for the registry, so please go there and check it out. And it's very key, it's very important. What are the other things I did during that period? That period, it was just really, really for me to relax. But like I said, don't get so overwhelmed during your nesting phase. Don't overkill yourself. I'll try and see if I will look for, let's say, videos or pictures to insert if I can. But to be very sincere with you, it wasn't, I think it was just that period where I was just very anxious and packing my hospital bag. There are so many things that people pack. I watch so many videos, and funny enough, shout out to my pastor's wife, Pastor Shade. She just called me and said, what you need is your clothes. That is clothes that you know that if it gets damaged by whatever, you are able to get rid of it. She said, you can take your towel if you know that. But what I did was I got a brand new towel from Walmart. She said just get things that are not like of sentimental value, that if they get stained or something happens to them in the hospital, you are able to get rid. So my labor story, I'm going to be talking about my labor experience. I'm going to be talking about that, but yeah, that's a different video in itself. Hopefully I can convince my husband, because he was in the hospital with me, so he would even know more things than I will. So let me hope and pray. Let me hope that you'll be able to come on the camera to actually talk about it, and so that I can share with you tips and tricks that also a partner can use, as well as assist their spouses in the labor ward. Also in my hospital bag, so what I had is my bathroom slippers. That was why I went to the hospital. I wore a very long let's like, it was just like a strap hemmed what do you call it, dress, baggy dress. I took, you don't need to take so many clothes for the baby, because in the hospital they gave her a particular onesie, but I took 2 to 3 outfits just at that point. Also, what another thing I took was, I took a book that I was able to write something that could document. I had a file, but in the middle of everything, my husband went home to bring stuff and took stuff home. So we're not having the same thing over and over in the hospital at the same time. So don't take so many clothes. Don't pack, like, I just packed a small bag, right? I didn't make I don't know if I made a video. I would check my archive if I made a video of what I have in my hospital bag. But yeah, it's all that phase, you don't have to really worry yourself about it. What I would say is that find people that you can talk to and can help you and can assist you along the way. And to be very sincere, I had a lot of friends reach out to me that, oh, if you need help, let's come and help you. But the truth was that when I wanted to go, I was during the week in the morning where most of them were at work. So shout out to all my friends that reached out and wanted to help. But to be very sincere, the reason why I didn't reach out was because I wasn't able to meet up with your own time, because most of you be at work when I wanted to go shopping. So I love y'all. So yes, I believe that another thing in my hospital bag was I had my records. So there was the leaflet that my OBGYN gave me that will have your record. So you give that record to the hospital before they admitted me, because they will have to know everything that's happening in the last 39 weeks. And they'll be able to have more than enough information on that. Another thing that was my hospital bag, which I am so grateful I had, was my robe. I had a particular robe that I took to the hospital, and I'm grateful that I took it because it was quite a bit cold. And at some point, I was sleeping on my delivery bed for the first 2 to 3 days before they took me into like a regular bed for the hospital, which that delivery bed, I don't push my enemy to be sleeping on that bed for 3 days, but it was so bad. And they had a COVID patient on the floor, so it was such a mess. But I had one very nice nurse who was really, really good. Yeah, what else? I'm trying to think of what else to talk about around this phase, but it was quite good. It was quite a good experience. My nesting phase into having a nursery, which right now she has actually not staying there because she stays in her bassinet and with us in the room. I believe that a baby should not be left. My personal belief, a baby should not be left alone without anybody there. But some people don't believe that. Some people actually, they have a cot and a separate room for their kids, and they have a camera. I will not be able to sleep. I cannot lie to you. And I don't want to stay in a different room from my husband, so we all stay in the same room. But the side of the room for her and for her things. Another thing that's very important for you to have in your when going to the hospital and your hospital bag is create a playlist. I had a worship playlist I created for myself, and it was so important because when the pains were really growing, I was listening to the songs. And they really, really blessed my life. So I will encourage you to have that. And your nesting phase, please make sure that you actually take enough fluid. Take a lot of fluids, take a lot of fruits is very important, and eat well. So till I give you other videos on pregnancy, which I've probably taking a break off just because I'm doing one video per day till the end of the year, and I'll be giving you more tips and bits. And like I said, I can't wait to share with you my labor story. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video. God bless you. Till I see you next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Till I see you next time, bye. Mwah.